Hey everyone, what's going on? Christopher, the video game historian here, and today I thought I would bring you another video on the history behind the firearms of Battlefield 5. Now, while I had a lot of issues using this particular weapon to get footage for this video, this is one I wanted to do for some time now, as the history on how this gun came about is quite interesting. So let's get right into it with the history of the Bren Light Machine Gun. This gun was a gas-operated selective fire machine gun that ran around 500 to 520 rounds per minute. It was chambered in the standard .303 British round with a muzzle velocity of 2,440 feet per second with an effective range of 1,800 feet. The overall length of the gun was just over 45 inches and weighed just shy of 23 pounds unloaded, and was the standard light machine gun of the British military. In 1930, the British Army was looking to replace the Lewis gun as their standard issue service light machine gun. They wanted something that would be an overall improvement over the Lewis, and roughly half a dozen firearms would be tested out over the course of the following 4 years. They took a look at the Browning automatic rifle, which was chambered in the .303 British for testing purposes, the Swiss KE7, the Vickers Bechtier, the French Darnay LMG, and even the Matson machine gun. The last firearm that made it into the testing trials at the very last minute was the Czech ZB VZ-26 light machine gun, chambered in .792 Mauser. This gun would be brought to the attention of the British military authorities while they were in Czechoslovakia, as this was the service machine gun of the Czech military, which they adopted back in 1924. It was being produced by the Brno facility and was a reliable and well-designed system. Being impressed with the gun, a handful were taken back to England for testing. During the initial testings, the VZ-26 outperformed the competition. Between 1930 and 1934, the VZ-26 would undergo various modifications to suit the British needs for a service machine gun. Since the original caliber of the VZ-26 was a 7.92 by 57mm Mauser, and the British used their .303 round as their standard caliber, the gun would have to undergo rechambering. In order for the VZ-26 to feed and accept the rim .303 round, the magazine was curved and the internals were changed to be able to properly accept the feeding of this particular round. The British also wanted the gun to have a lower rate of fire compared to the original, a slightly abbreviated barrel, and for the receiver to recoil against a special buffer to reduce the overall recoil of the gun. With these changes and various testing of the gun, the British finally decided that it was worth adopting this platform in 1934 after the last trials had ended. In 1935, licensing agreements were drawn up between the Brno factory in Czechoslovakia and the Royal Small Arms factory in Enfield, England, so that they could produce the new Bren light machine guns. The official designation Bren was chosen as an homage to the Brno factory, which produced the original VZ-26s, and the Enfield factory, which now produced the new guns for England and the Commonwealth. Eventually, as the war raged on, the Inglis and Company in Canada, the Ishapur factory in India, and the Liscow factory in Australia would all manufacture the guns to keep up with demand. The first guns to roll the line would be in 1938 and quickly issued one per squad in the British Army. As for the soldiers who used this weapon, they found it to be a very reliable and combat-friendly weapon that was easy to transport as it was very portable. The simplistic design of the gun allowed cleaning and maintenance of the gun to be very easy, and in the case of the barrel overheating, it could be swapped out within minutes. Its low rate of fire also helped in allowing the barrel to cool down between bursts and reduced the chance of it cracking or fracturing under pressure. Because of the reliability of these weapons, they were not just used in squads, but also mounted to British vehicles and tanks, and even used as low-level anti-air guns when mounted onto a tripod. The only limitations of the gun was that it fired from a 30-round box magazine, and the shells ejected from the underside of the receiver, which could surprise an operator who was not used to that. Throughout World War II, the Bren was used by not only the British, but also by their Commonwealth forces in Europe and Northern Africa. But use of the weapon would not stop there. Aside from World War II, these guns would see service in the Korean and Vietnam Wars, the Chinese and Greek Civil Wars, the crises in the Suez, Congo, Lebanon, and Cyprus, along with being used in the Rhodesian Bush Wars, the Falklands, and even as late as the Gulf War in the 1980s and 1990s. It was used by nearly every country that was once under British rule, along with France, Italy, Ireland, Greece, Israel, the Netherlands, and many more. After World War II had ended, the Bren gun would be rechambered again to the now commercialized 7.62 NATO round to comply with the standardization of NATO forces using one round for all of their rifles. Anyway, that's all I have for the Bren Light Machine Gun in this video. I'm glad I don't have to force myself to use this gun anytime soon, and so I hope that you enjoyed the torture that I went through by using it for your entertainment. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments down below, and recommend me what weapon I should do a history of next. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media with Facebook and Twitter, and until next time, I'll see you all on the battlefield.